Hello everyone, it's Reverend Deanna Cox here for our midweek reflection for, I think this is the second reflection of August already, if you can believe it. The summer is flying by so quickly. My usual spiel, I'm Reverend Deanna Cox, minister with the United Church of Canada, serving this online community of DKR United, as well as the physical communities of Daysland, Killam, and Rosalind United Churches. And I know that there are people from far and wide that tune in occasionally, so welcome. And I hope that you are finding these reflections meaningful. My family and I just got back from camping on the long weekend. We went to a place that is complicated, is let me say that, is as complicated as it is beautiful. And the reason it is complicated is partly in the getting there. There is a 26-kilometer gravel road that twists and turns and uphill and downhill, and you think you're just about there, but it takes a long time. And so it's sort of complicated to get there. There's no hookups, no utilities, and so it's a little bit complicated in planning. You know, we get so used to being able to plug in, right? And we get so used to having fridges and cell phones charged and things like that. So it's a little complicated in how you pack, but it is so beautiful. And it is also complicated for our family in that there's a lot of emotion tied into it. It was one of my dad's favorite places to go. It is a place of profound joy and also some heartache in our family. And so going there is complicated, but so beautiful. And this time on the way, both on the way there and on the way home, we took, I called it the scenic route. It was, we didn't get too bad. We weren't lost, not at all. I knew exactly where I was in relation to the world. That was fine. We weren't totally lost. But we maybe didn't take the most direct route to get there, and definitely not the direct route to get home. We had lots of laughs, and there were also some tears, as I remembered that, you know, my dad, I could hear him hassling me about, you know, going the wrong way, or, you know, I was sad because it was him that we would have planned the route together, and he would have been my navigator and this wouldn't have happened with him along. But the beauty of seeing roads that we hadn't traveled before, and kind of all of that. But so today, the long and short of it is I wanted to talk about forgiveness and grief. And I know they're not sunny, summer bountiful topics, but on the other hand, as I say in the description, when do these things ever take a break just because it is sunny and beautiful outside? Grief can hit us at any moment. It doesn't matter if it's summer. Pain or conflict can happen in our lives at any moment. They don't take vacations. Unfortunately, they don't take vacations. And so I hope that you bear with me as we maybe deal with a somewhat heavier topic in this midweek reflection as we talk about grief and forgiveness. As I said, this place that we were at is complicated, and there's there's some pain there as well, and there's things that I need to work at to forgive. And so I'm sure that you can recall an instance in your life where there is some complicated history there where you might have to forgive. And I was also thinking too about our work as people and as church towards reconciliation, and some of the other challenges that we've talked about this summer around those topics. And we talked about the Emancipation Day on August 1st, and our complicated history. And so there is a lot of forgiveness that needs to happen with marginalized people towards the dominant culture like us, and there's also forgiveness that we have to have towards that hard part of our history, so that we don't block it out and avoid it. So forgiveness and healing needs to go both ways. And I was reminded on that on this trip home. And it's not just forgiving others, but there's also that forgiving ourselves. I thought I knew the way, and I didn't. Pardon me. I forgot to silence my phone. There we go. Always an adventure with me, isn't it? And so, yes, I thought I knew the way, and I didn't. And we did, like I said, we weren't lost. We had a lot of laughs. It was good. It just took longer. And so, taking a deep breath and learning how to forgive myself for that, and to be in the moment and enjoy the extra time to converse with my family, was a piece that I had to do. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about forgiveness, because there's a lot of sayings in our society about it, like forgive and forget, or move on. And that, as I've learned through my training and just through life, forgiveness isn't about forgetting. It's about holding accountable with love instead of bitterness or pain or anger. It's holding accountable with love, and the key is that it's not letting that pain control your life anymore, or to dictate your life anymore. And I'm not saying that in that it's easy to do. It's quite challenging. And so when we hear in our scriptures, there's one reference comes to us from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 18, verses 21 and 22, where one of the disciples asks Jesus, how many times should I forgive my brothers and sisters, or like essentially anyone around? How many times should I forgive people? Is it up to as many as 7 times, they ask? And Jesus' reply is, no, the Lord says you should forgive. And depending on the translation you have, it might say 77 times or 7 times 70. Essentially, it's a lot. Now, this is where interpretation gets tricky. Some have taken that to mean that if we are hurt, that we should just forget about it or forgive and just keep going back to that. And so that passage has been used to perpetuate a lot of harm. That, I don't believe, is what it is meaning. It is talking about how, at least how I have experienced forgiveness as an ongoing process. That we might get to a place where we can shift a piece of it And maybe something will bounce it back up into our lives and we have to work at that piece again. Maybe time will pass and we'll able to shift another piece of it, and another piece, and another piece. It is an ongoing life work for forgiveness. And so to just encourage us to keep working at that with love and compassion for ourselves and for the people who have perpetuated the harm, whether it be small or giant. Not in that we give them a pass. Like I said, we hold them accountable with love. And what that means is, we're recognizing their humanity and perhaps the struggles that they're going through, but also, holding them accountable, not giving a free pass. So I hope that makes sense. And like I said, I can see this in my own life, so I can hope you can see this forgiveness journey in yours, and also that it's tied in with our reconciliation work, and that how when you feel yourself maybe bumping up against a block of some sort, that maybe you can step back and have a look at it and see what grief is popping up for you, or is there a place that you need to apply some loving accountability to either yourself or to someone else. And so yeah, on this beautiful summer day, as we talk about how grief and forgiveness can sometimes pop up unexpectedly, may we hold ourselves and others tenderly. May we be courageous enough to look at and look deep into what is really truly going on for us, so that together we can move forward in a better way, a way that we are called to as people of God. Forgiving 70 times 7. Loving and accountable every minute, every day as we grow and learn. Doing better as we know better. Well, friends, that is our midweek reflection for this week of August. I hope that you are challenged to take that perspective at something that you are going through. And take care and God bless. If these are meaningful, please share them. If you are moved to offer financial assistance to our ministry, please visit our website, dkrunited.ca, to see how you can do that. And yeah, see you next week. Bye.